That's the breakdown in
Well,
government.
he's not obviously going to go back, Governor, as you know, on a do-over, or for that matter, even this push on the part of Bill Clinton and others to cement people who like their present policies to keep them. Now, there are a lot of reasons for that, not the least of which is it would complicate his whole health care law. But if he doesn't do that, then what are these next 3 years looking like?
Well, this is, I think this is going to just be one issue after another. Ultimately, less health care, worse health care, restricted supply, and increase.
Should the government have any role in that?
Well, I take the stand that I think there are those that are truly in need, but I think we've gone way over the line when it comes to those truly in need, and that the only way you're going to fix
how would you know who's truly in need? In other words, right now we have 1 out of 3 Americans getting some sort of food assistance, from food stamps to some sort.
Sure.
And Republicans are being ripped apart for trying to scale that back by a few 10 million. And they look callous in the eyes of the media.
Yeah.
How do you respond?
Well, based on my experience as governor, if the federal government would have given me a fixed amount of money for Medicaid and said, you can't spend more than this, and that's, by the way, 75 cents of the dollar that gets spent on Medicaid, 25 cents of it comes from the state, that I could have, in fact, drawn new lines, absolutely serve those people truly in need, but draw new lines of eligibility that wouldn't have, nobody would have dropped off the cliff, and balance the budget. I think that the fact that we continue to borrow and spend more money than what we have is the biggest issue facing this country today.
Well, that is an edge that a governor has, right? Because he or she is in charge. And you had that executive service. You know, the argument is that whoever Republicans nominate, for example, that kind of experience would be preferable to someone who's either been a senator or a congressman. And it gets back to, oh, Chris Christie. What do you think?
Well, the biggest issue facing the states from a spending standpoint is Medicaid, because it's open-ended. It's an entitlement.
Well, what do you think of Christie?
Well, what I don't like about Christie is the fact that right out of the chute he's saying, make no bones about it, I'm the hawk. Well, what does that mean? We're going to drop bombs? We're going to drop more bombs? That we're going to have more military intervention? I think because of our military interventions, we have hundreds of millions of enemies to this country.
So the party establishment that likes him is making a mistake.
That's a mistake, to continue a policy that the world becomes less safe than more safe.
A fractured Republican Party going forward?
I believe so.
Are you running again?
Well, I get out and speak on these issues, and I'm arguing, Neil, that nobody else is talking about these issues like I do. Right now...
Well, now they are. You kind of started. Now they are a little bit, but not as like...
Well,
you made a credible case. Would you do it again?
Well, the difference that I have between those that are being described as conservative libertarians is I'm sideways when it comes to marriage equality, when it comes to women's right to choose.
You think everyone should be smoking pot, right?
Well, I think that the dominoes have fallen. Let's legalize marijuana. Colorado voted to legalize. And immigration. Look, they all want to build a fence across the border. That's crazy. That is nuts. 20-foot wall, well, that's a 22-foot ladder. And if they want to build an 80-foot wall, there's going to be the most intricate tunnel system ever designed underneath that wall.
Governor, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you.
Gary Johnson, he was ahead of the curve. Whatever your views on libertarian issues, I'm like, he was ahead of the curve. Well, you would